Salaar is definitely about Prabhas and Prithviraj.
Right.
Salaar cannot be without Prithviraj. I've come to that conclusion after watching the movie.
The anticipation with the clash that is bound to happen this upcoming weekend really has opened several debates, fights, and ego tussles between those who are avid followers of either the projects or the actors associated with them. Yesterday, two marketing snippets dropped for both the films, the final trailer of Salaar and a discussion titled Dunki Diaries, to provide context about the inspiration behind making the film. I think both the products that came out yesterday actually did a huge service for the film to not only provide context about its storyline, but actually pique the interest of the audience so that they're more intrigued about buying the ticket on the big screen. Let's chime in on what we have seen already, what we think about the storylines of the film, and more importantly, which movie are we most excited for? You also do chime in the comments below regarding which film has piqued your interest the most of the two big upcoming releases. The final trailer of Salaar provides exactly what we will be tuning in for, a high-octane action film with major dramatic portions that has the theme of friendship as its core. I think the Kannada subscriber base made it pretty clear with its first trailer that the crux of Salaar seems to have just taken the shape of becoming a bigger scale Ugram, Prashant Neel's first film. I do genuinely feel that the final trailer is far more effective in conveying what audiences will be signing up for, as Prashant Neel in his recent interview stated that Salaar is about the bond between the principal characters versus what people would assume and dismiss the film as, aka just a series of action sequences that mimic the tone and sensibilities of KGF. Especially after seeing the interviews of Prithviraj and Prashant Neel on Galata Plus with Bharadwaj Rangan, the most impressive aspect for me about the director is the level of detailing that he has spent on the world we will be transported to. The fact that Khansar is actually a fictional town with a history of 1,000 years of tribes thriving, and each tribe representative of specific characteristics and what they might have contributed to the flourishment of Khansar is actually something that intrigues me the most. As Prashant Neel said, the dichotomy of tribes still sticking to their traditional roots from a costume and customs point of view and getting out of a luxury car is something that creates such an interesting world with abundant possibilities. I think it also becomes very clear that the heir to the throne of Khansar, played by Prithviraj, has everything stripped away from him. Furthermore, gets exiled by those in the ministry only to retaliate and use the brute force and strength of his childhood friend Deva, played by Prabhas. What's a very interesting aspect of the marketing of the film is that they have already made audiences anticipate a rift to get produced between Prithviraj and Prabhas, as Prashant speaks about how the best of friends eventually become bitter enemies is the one-liner of the film. This especially intrigues me because I am so fascinated on what could possibly lead to the conflict for a friendship so strong. Prithviraj, with the help of Prabhas, reclaims his throne, only to eventually backstab him for ultimate power, would be such an insane cliffhanger. I won't lie, from the trailer, Shruti Hassan's expression of just shock while being told this story was some of the most unintentionally funny shit I've seen in a while. So while the conversation about the film's trailer is more about the set pieces, the action, the color palette, and Shruti's expressions, I'm actually the most interested about the why, which will be a key contributor to make this story the success every Prabhas fan praise it is. This is especially pertaining to Prabhas and his character's demeanor that seems to have softened in the adult life, contrary to his anger as a child. The switch, the capability of the character to go from timid to a menace, I can imagine will create such a mass moment in the theatre. What I loved, however, in some portions of the action as Prabhas is literally hacking enemies is that this will be a bloody ride indeed. This frame makes it pretty clear. I think Prithviraj from an acting point of view stands out the most in the trailer, just an indication of his capability as an actor and star who just assimilates so well in roles across genres, having crazily dubbed in all languages too. I'm honestly even more pumped for this action spectacle. Dunki has been dropping small snippets and songs that have created a simmering impact versus the hype one would associate with SRK's previous action ventures. This has actually been ideal for a drama like Dunki, and the track record that Rajkumar Hirani anyway has of withholding key plot points and information of the story in the trailer. I must say, while I have been quite disappointed by the product of the trailer, especially in the way it was haphazardly edited, I think the songs have really had a solid impression on me. Everything from the carefree and fun Lut Put Gaya, Sonu Nigam's angelic voice to Nikle The Kabhi Hum Ghar Se, and the OG romantic vibes with O Mahi. The music really is a clear standout versus the attempt by the makers to communicate that this is another Rajkumar Hirani banger from a plot point of view with the trailer. What's interesting is that what the teaser and trailer could not do for the plot of the film was actually communicated through a discussion video that dropped yesterday among SRK, Taapsee and Rajkumar Hirani. For those who think Dunki is just a carefree comedy film, the discussion really presented the importance of such a movie, the privileged bubble in which so many of us stay, assuming that it's easy to get access to visas and an opportunity to go abroad. The Dunki trail specifically, and the reason why individuals feel compelled to partake in such an arduous journey, the training process to become well versed with the language, and especially what is lost in the journey, especially what you call home.
हमारी फिल्म में एक जगह पे कहा गया है कि poor people don't get the right to travel, who may need it the most. क्योंकि they want to go out and try and work in different places where they get a job. But ये सच्चाई है, reality है, and honest है, और ये factual है फिल्म.
The one thing that stuck with me after the entire discussion was the level of detailing and research Rajkumar Hirani has gone through to tell this story. While the discussion concludes with a song called Banda sung by Diljit Dosanjh, I don't think people understand the significance of the last scene of the music video, where SRK seems to be in court and confesses to not criticize his nation in exchange for asylum in another country. This is a practice that people often felt prey or were compelled to admit just so that they can create a new future in another country. This is the sense of home and patriotism that Dunki will convey too, that in the pursuit of greener pastures, one does go on a journey westwards, but it doesn't take away from the love that they have for their own nation. I am so intrigued about the several directions in which Dunki goes. I am especially curious about Vicky Kaushal's role and how it affects the group of misfits. One really does hope it can be a 3-on-3 hits for SRK in 2023 and that he's left the best for last. But even more importantly, what's beautiful about the weekend is that just like Animal vs Sam Bahadur and Gadar 2 vs Oh My God 2, there are two movies coming this weekend that could not be further from each other in pitch and genre. This could not be a better weekend for true film fans. The discourse may be about theatre showcasing, the split of screens, the box office clash. I am just excited to watch both films, and I will be praying that the year doesn't end on a disappointing note.
But as Raju, he never shows his film on trailers and teasers. He likes people to come to the theatre and enjoy it. So I think you'll find lots of love and lots of comedy. बहुत funny है film, तो इंशाल्लाह आप लोगों को बहुत पसंद आई.
And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below which movie you're most excited for. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.